Hey everyone, today I'll be discussing the movie The Patriot. Warning, this video has several spoilers. The Patriot, starring Mel Gibson and Heath Ledger, is a film depicting the struggles and adventures of a South Carolina farmer named Benjamin Martin and his family during the American Revolution. There are many sides to this exciting and intriguing historical film. Benjamin Martin, portrayed by Mel Gibson, the main character, is the protagonist in this film. This movie depicts his story through his eyes during the Revolutionary War. To begin with, Benjamin Martin, as a character in this film, is completely fictional. He starts out as a man running from his traumatic past as a colonial soldier in the French and Indian War. The way he eludes his experiences in war is by leading a more simple life with his family on his plantation in South Carolina. As the film progresses, Martin and his family are thrown into the political situation of the time, which was independence from Great Britain. Martin maintains his personal pacifistic biases despite the calls for all-out war against Britain by his fellow colonists and countrymen. Circumstances that occurred in this film would lead him to become a renowned warrior for the cause of American liberty, and his strategic battlefield attacks as a colonel in the militia. Following his famous statement, "Why would I trade one tyrant 3,000 miles away for 3,000 tyrants 1 mile away?" He would eventually cross paths with British Colonel William Tavington, a tyrant in just about every way, based loosely on the real-life British Colonel Banastre Tarleton. After Tavington murders his son Thomas, unjustly arrests his other son Gabriel, and ordered his home torched and burned, Martin immediately turns to his darker side as an unhinged soldier, wanting to inflict justice on the men who had just taken his son to be hanged. For the duration of the film, Martin regains and persists with his militaristic spirit due to the newly experienced devastation that happens to him by the English army. However, he still remained quite protective of his family and wanting to shield his children from the horrors of this war as much as he could. This personality trait of his makes him quite a complicated man. Despite the nuanced backstory in this film, I think the action sequences are far out of place for the time period it is portraying. It is more improbable that Benjamin Martin killed 20 British soldiers in an ambush, the man actually being a real person from that time. In other words, romanticized violence is put on steroids in this film. This is not necessarily a bad thing. However, others in the historic community may use this fact as a criticism for the film. I think that element is basically unavoidable in any war movie, no matter how accurate it tries to portray violence in scenes involving combat. With regards to overall historical accuracy, I think this film is kind of a mixed bag. In terms of the social norms that this film portrays of that particular time and place, the film is decent at painting an accurate picture. I think, even though the element of overhyped violence exists throughout this film, it still does the brutality and carnage of that particular conflict a fair amount of justice, especially in the parts at the beginning after Gabriel returns home, wounded from a battle that is nearby Benjamin's home. The scene that I think has the most historical accuracy in the film is the burning of the church full of innocent civilians by Colonel Tavington and his men. Atrocities towards civilians were a recurring theme throughout the Revolutionary War. I like just about every other war in human history. It's also worth mentioning that they happened to both Loyalists and Americans alike. There's also a scene where Benjamin Martin and some other soldiers kill surrendering British troops after a skirmish. This film essentially is more fair and balanced than other historical movies in terms of political messages and many different scenes. Criticisms I would personally give this film are few but important. I think the film did not do a very good job in depicting Benjamin Martin's previous experiences as a soldier during the French and Indian War. The story he told Gabriel in the film I think did not do it justice. That war was a tragic event in his life, and this film did not depict his experiences in real time. The very beginning of the film would have worked to possibly incorporate what he did in his days as a young soldier in the French and Indian War. Also, I think this film could have depicted how Martin's wife had died and what his life was like before she had died. I think that it could have provided a better perspective of who Benjamin Martin really was. Overall, The Patriot is a great movie in my opinion. I think people interested in the history of the American Revolution should watch it. It has a really good storyline, and it's a good movie in general for any viewers interested in an intriguing action movie as well. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you found this video informative and interesting. If you did, don't forget to support me on all of my platforms, and I will see you guys later.